Hello, and welcome to Stretching the Word. I'm your host, Sister Valerie, and not today, devil, just not this year. As I was preparing for this week, I always say, well, Lord, what you want me to say? What you want me to talk about? I don't want to just be running off at the mouth, and it's not what the Lord wants to talk about. So I was saying, Lord, what shall I say? What shall I talk about? So I had prepared everything for the week, except I didn't have anything. He hadn't given me anything for Friday. So I was like, okay, Lord, what we going to do? What we going to do? You didn't give me anything yet for this Friday. So as I yet was thinking and asking the Lord what did he want me to do for this Friday, and he said, it's Good Friday, but was it good? I said, wow. So we know that today is that phenomenal day that the world calls Good Friday. But we also know that every day is holy unto the Lord. So, the world needs to have a title for a specific day, and because of the events that took place. So today is Good Friday, but was it good? So then the story can be found in Matthew, the 27th chapter. And we're going to go there so you can get your word. But while we're preparing to get our word and to get ready to go to Matthew, the 27th chapter, I said, well, what does 27 mean? So I began to look up the number 27, and it said that the number 27 symbolizes in the Bible light coming into darkness. And we all know that that represents Jesus. And then it said that 27 can also symbolizes the Holy Spirit. And once again, we know that that represents Jesus, but we know that the Holy Spirit could not come until after Jesus ended his earthly walk. So now we're going to go to Matthew, the 27th chapter. And we're not going to read it all, but I do want to start at verse 1. It says, when the morning was come, all the chief priests and elders of the people took counsel against Jesus to put him to death. I'm reading King James this morning. It says, and when they had bound him. Now, Jesus wasn't no flight risk. When they first went to get him, he acknowledged that it was him that they was looking for. But it said they bound him, like he was a flight risk, like he was, resisting. But he was not resisting. And if you have had any encounters with the law enforcement, you know how it is. When they may pull you over, or when they come for you or stop you, sometimes they get out and, they, what shall I say? They don't come in a friendly manner always. So, you as a human being experiencing that maybe for yourself, but, then God forbid, they tell you to step out the car. When they go to step out the car, you don't want to be put in handcuffs because you're not a flight risk. But here they was, they bound Jesus, it said, and they led him away. Okay, we're going to stop right there, and then we're going to jump on down to starting in verse 15. We know that this was where they chose to crucify Jesus and to save Barabbas. You can read that at your leisure. But then when you jump on down where it says, verse 27, again, number 27, it says, then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the common hall and gathered unto him the whole band of soldiers. Not one or two, like I said, they already got him bound, like he a flight risk. But now they got the whole band of soldiers. You know, not one or two, but the whole band. And they're all going to take a part in mocking him. So here they are. They continue on. It say, and they stripped him of his clothes. We know, that's invasive. When somebody come and start ripping off your clothes and carrying on, that's invasive act. You feel some kind of way. You just do as a human being. You feel some kind of way. You feel some kind of way, when the doctor tell you or ask you, would you take off your clothing so for an examination. But here it say they stripped him. So that was real invasive right there. But yet he said not a mumbling word. So then after that, it say they planted a crown of thorns on his head. Now, ladies, we all know, well, I take that back. Maybe some of you haven't experienced it, but as a lady, I have experienced a bobby pin sticking me in my head. And that don't feel well. We gonna find it. We ain't gonna mess with that dude, but we gonna find that bobby pin because it's hurting. So now if you can imagine that pain from just one bobby pin, or a man, I don't know how that would really work, maybe your hat being too tight or something, but anything on your head that's causing pain, you going to want to remove it. But here they put a whole crown, a whole wreath of thorns on his head, and they didn't just sit it there lightly. And we know how it feels when you get pricked by a rose thorn. But they put this on, my God, Jesus' head. And then they pressed it down and then they hit on it to make sure it was not going to fall off. So that dug into his skin. And they continued on to mock and to hit him and to spit on him. And we ain't going for the spit on me thing. You already know that's not going to work with us. You spit on us, it's over. Because we going to definitely, as they say, bring the smoke. We going to beat the brakes off of you. We going to do whatever we can do to get back at you if you spit on us. But they did all of these things to him. But was it good? And then, as you continue on, we know after they did all of this to him, when you get down to verse 32, then that's when we know he had to carry his own cross up a hill. Up a hill. After you've been mocked, beat, whipped, spit, you got this crown on your head, you ain't got nothing to protect your skin from this wood that's on your back. So it's rubbing up against you where you're already wounded. Oh, God. And we call it Good Friday. We know the rest of the story. You can read the rest of the story. How they hung him there, how they pierced him. But we say Good Friday. as C.C. Winans say, it wasn't easy, but it was worth it. So yes, we can say Good Friday. It was a Good Friday because it brought forth my salvation.